and you were sitting there with, like, being able to do, like, 100,000 damage a hit and have, like, 100,000 health for your character, then, like, they really had to fucking up things. Like, I'm doing, like, 12 to 15,000 damage with some of the strikes that Lightning is doing with just Commando, and they're not even, like, staggered. So, like, I expect the bosses to have some, like, ridiculous health. Oh, yeah. All the super bosses in 10 are, like, fucking ridiculous for health. But, like, look, that's 800 damage from them. But I have Lightning up a bit. She's doing, like, fucking 5k to these. But, like, when she was doing, I think it was, Blitz, she was doing, like, 11,000 to some things. Yeah, same 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah. Oh, yeah, once they made the damage limit higher than 9,999, like, they had to do something. They couldn't just leave it the same, right? Oh, okay. I haven't played enough of 16 yet to know, just because I only just started it. I think I'm trying to remember who the last person I fought was. I think it was just after you fight Garuda. I can't remember if that's the wind summit that they have for 16.
Be ready for the next fight.
Oh yeah, the optional bosses for 11. Yeah, the MMO for 11. Yeah, I'm like very, very beginning of 16. Oh, look, it's that guy. I fought one of those before, but it was one of the quests I had to do. But that is alright. That is okay. No, I spent every waking moment after I was done, like, doing some plumbing and stuff. I spent every waking moment training out in the wilderness. Appropriately challenged in 16, eh? We'll see about that. Oh yeah, the boss is in 11. I think it's wild that 11 is still, like, going. I don't think I need to stagger any bosses more than 4 times max. Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, some of the lengths for boss, like some of the optional bosses in 11 were nuts. Oh no, Vanille is almost dead. That's a tragedy. Although, she still have like a fucking 1,100 health left right now. Or 1,100. Oh, I guess, yeah, 1,100, because that would be 1,000. Yeah, 4 people died before they put in those rules. Just sitting there and be like, well, crap. Most bosses are 2 to 3 staggers to take down. Okay, good to know, good to know. Stop upgrading your versions, damn it. Okay, okay. You get to die now because you keep summoning people. I don't know why I went to attrition, but alright. Kill the big guy first, because he keeps bringing people back to life. You can't make noises like that, Vanille. Come on now. People are watching. One dude went 72 hours, no eating or drinking or moving. I remember, I remember something like that happened with WoW as well. Like, somebody just, like, played for, like, I forget how long it was, but it was, like, a ridiculous amount of time, and then they just found him because he would, like, they found him dead when he wasn't responding to, like, his teammates or something like that. I forget what it was. But because he was too, like, sucked in that he wasn't eating or drinking or sleeping. And it's just like, what? My stomach is a very angry entity. It would not allow me to do so. Like, don't get me wrong, I've gone for... I don't understand, people. Guy came in my stream saying he didn't want gay stuff in Final Fantasy games the other day. That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy. I've gone 82 hours without sleep. I was hearing voice. Well, after 72 hours, they say you're supposed to hallucinate. So that would very much make sense. Or not 72 hours, because that... Yeah, no, that's 3 days. Yeah, 72 hours. Fang is the best leader. Good old Fang. I just like my lightning, and I've got her weapon so ridiculously strong right now. I don't want to switch her out. No gay stuff in Final Fantasy is a wild statement, because they're... Yeah, since day one. Just random characters. Like...
I bet it's off digging more tunnels right now.
Like, Vanille and Fang, like, the subtext is... It's just right in your face, man.
Without caring what happens around them.
That's true. Then again, we were able to build our village on land cleared by Fal'Cie. We lived alongside them, just like you do.
Oh, it's like any game, though.
Oh yeah.
Right, Addy? But it's just like, you know, looking at Final Fantasy 13 going like, man, I'm so glad they didn't put anything political in here. Yeah, the subtext ain't so sub with them. Vanille and Fang are so Aussie it hurts. Only slightly. Only slightly, Reed. New merchandise. Datalog updated. It's not that I'm, like, actually buying anything in here. Yeah, that's what I mean, Addy's like, Final Fantasy is always political, like... And I found it funny because, like, I forget if it was a TikTok or just a post on Twitter somewhere where somebody was trying to say, like, it wasn't, and I was like, are you fucking joking? It's like, I'll buy one later if I need it. Oh, 100% Reed. I remember seeing that somewhere where somebody's like, there's no politics in Metal Gear Solid. It's like, what? What do you mean there's no politics in Metal Gear Solid? Where are you getting this information from? Like, wherever you're getting this information from has got some problems. Some very, very big problems. Unicorn Mart. Get a couple more Phoenix Downs. They got their info from Minecraft. Oh my god, media literacy is ridiculous, especially with like when people are like buying up all these like different platforms and just like letting everything run wild. Yeah, it's like, what games are these guys playing? Like, do they not realize what's going on? Like, are they just like... I feel like a lot of the people playing some of these games aren't even like, they're not watching cutscenes. They're not reading things. They're literally just going, yeah, I seen that. Trying to buy Wikipedia. Guy on my streams was saying he was 45 and he knows these games so well. Obviously not. But like, I find it hilarious because like with their eyes closed. I feel like they're just skipping the cutscenes. Like, they must be just, like, skipping cutscenes, not reading, like, the text when it pops up. They're just, like, they're literally just playing the game. They're not, like... To be fair, Metal Gear Solid has 3-hour cutscenes. I've beaten every Metal Gear Solid. I know. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like they're just not paying attention to anything. Like, there's no way they're playing these games. Like, I feel like they're just playing the games, and they're probably the same people that go, oh, I don't care if this is in it, or this is there, as long as it's a well-written game or a well-written female character. It's like, you're obviously not paying attention to the story if you think none of these games are political. Or don't have good characters just because there's something in there that you don't like. When a mid-cutscene is longer than some movies. That's alright. I like that. It's okay. Metal Gear Solid 4 was my favorite. So cinematic. Well, that's like I feel about like so many of these things, because like they don't even wait for the game to come out now to complain if it's badly written. They just start complaining about it right away. Like the second they see a new game, it's like, oh my god, this is so woke. It's so terrible. Why did they have to make it political? Or why are they pushing this agenda on us? And it's like, what are you talking about? They showed you a cutscene. They didn't show you gameplay. They didn't give you any like story. Like what do you mean? That's what I'm talking about. Read like Dragon Age, where like the non-binary cutscene that you it's a scene that you cannot even have. Yeah, if you ignore it, like it's the same with. I remember somebody was reviewing that, and they brought up the scene with the mirror, and there was that section where you can choose like your trans identity, and they're like, look, they're making you play a trans character. You have like no choice. You have to pick one of these options to set up your trans identity. I'm like, there's like I got to that scene, and I'm like, there's a back button right here for you to pick all of these other options, or go in here and pick your identity. I was like, this is a completely optional thing. I was like, you don't have to do that at all. And then there's the other one, like with the non-binary scene. It's like, that's from what I've been told, because I'm not there yet in Dragon Age, it's a side quest for that character. So it's like, that's completely optional. Just don't do anything with that character. All said and done. FF games without cutscenes would only be a few hours long. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because I've sped through some of them trying to get, like, trophies done before. Have you seen any tealers for Exposition 33? I have not. I don't even look at teasers anymore because I don't like hyping myself up for games. Because there's a lot of times where they're just so underperforming. Like, if I see like something on TikTok for like a cutscene or something like that, I'll watch it, but I don't look for anything. I'll look for like, oh, this game is coming out, it looks pretty cool, and then I leave it at that. Just because like they hype things up so much, and then they'll release them too early, and they're too broken. And like, I'm alright if things are a little bit broken, especially with like how much like coding and mechanics goes into newer games, with how much they're very focused on, like, graphics and stuff. But, like, I try not to look at anything at all anymore, just because it's either overwhelming or underwhelming, and then they don't go through with it. Play female characters in damn near every game ever. Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's never been, like, a thing that's been a problem. Like, they all want to play, like, just male characters, and it's like, well, there's, like, hundreds, if not thousands of games out there that are all male cast, or like all like male main characters. Like, play those. Like, what's the problem? Like, just because they release 5 games that seem to be at the like forefront of like big developers that have a female protagonist, like, what's the problem? There's like probably 15 other companies making a brand new game that's got a male protagonist. You're good, man. You're good. It's like Legend of Dragoon without the Dragoons. Exactly. Oh, okay. That's neat. I'll have to look into that then. To be fair, technically the game is easier without Dragoon. Looks really good though. You should check it out if you're a big Final Fantasy fan. Okay. Yeah, like look at Final Fantasy 15. Completely all male cast. And then they put in Sid's granddaughter for your mechanic for the car, and she's 100% eye candy. Don't get me wrong, I love her character. Her character's fucking hilarious. But, like, 100% eye candy, and then all male cast with a fucking cool ass looking car. It's basically like male road trip, and it's like, but like if you were to do that, like, and no, well, 10-2 was pretty widely received. They also hate the body B, yeah, body A, body B so much. Like, who cares? Who cares? Pre-ordered the new Monster Hunter because yeah, Monster Hunter. The new Monster Hunter was crazy. I did the weird like beta test they had for that. Oh yeah, if Samus being a female if released today, the Chads be yelling woke. 100%, 100%. Like I remember back in the day when I played Metroid and like I never paid attention to like when she like died and like the suit came off. Never even came to my mind that she was like a female character. And then later on you find out I was like, what? Really? I was like that like it's such a cool character. Like but like it's one of those things where the character's in armor. So like as you're playing through the game, it could have went either way depending on whether they chose a male or a female character. Is Noctis really a man? He's definitely crushing on the bros. I can understand, like, 15 is when they really went, like, crazy with a different battle style. And I understand, like, some people's, like, not, like, I was gonna say disdain, but not really disdain, but just not liking 15. There's a lot about 15 that can be kind of, like, irksome. Thing is that all-male cast was made solely to try and get men to play. But, like, the majority of Final Fantasies, you can just make an all-male cast, because they usually have, like, 6 or so characters to put your, like, team together. Like, 7, you could easily just go Cloud, Sid, Barret, Vincent, and not even worry about the rest of them. Ace, you could do Irvine, Zell, Squall. 9, you could do Vivi, Steiner, Zidane. 10, you could do Waka, Titus, and Orin. Like, there's always been that option, but, like, the fact that, like, what was it, 4 characters? Yeah. There's just 4 characters for 15, which I found weird, because they usually do more than that. And it's just like, here you go. It's the bro team. I played it at launch, so I had to wait for the extra parts to come out for when they left to do their extra stuff. Yeah, I had 15 almost since launch. It was also the first time you had 4 characters the entire game. Exactly, none of them... well, they split off a little bit because they went to do their own thing for a little bit. Played the Royal Edition. Okay. Why didn't you like the Royal Edition, Bows? It wasn't for everyone for sure. They tried a new stake for both new and experienced games. Oh, 100%, Addy, 100%. What's funny is those same chuds are praising the new Monster Hunter for unlocking gendered armor. I find it funny because, like, a lot of the armor you see in games, because, like, I love armor and medieval stuff, is a lot of them weren't, like, tailored. Like, a lot of these, like, breastplates and stuff like that you see in all these fucking games, they weren't exaggerated to have, like, tits. They just weren't. It was a fucking breastplate. They looked... They all looked fairly similar to the other ones. Like, if there was, like... if there was a woman in a suit of armor, and, like full plate suit of armor, you, like, besides, like, sometimes they'd have, like, a smaller stature, you wouldn't really tell. Because they had fucking a gambeson, then they had their chainmail, and then they had the plate over that, so they're just in fucking layers upon layers. Oh, let me see what I missed over here. The story after Lunafreya just felt so blah, not hating people for... oh, no, that's fair. That's fair. I just feel like it's a little different because the game was trying to get men to play per se. Oh, no, I understand, Swish. But, like, like 90% of games have been like for all of existence have been just geared towards men in general. Unlike FFX2, which was made to try and get, a female audience. Well, exactly, I can understand that. And I feel like it, like, tit-for-tat kind of thing, where, like, they did the whole, like, all-female cast and then do an all-male cast thing, but I feel like it would have been better to kind of do the route that 10-2 went, where the main game was just, like, a full game, had a full cast of people, and then the secondary game was, like, like the all-male cast. Like, they could have easily added a bunch of other characters into 15 and then done kind of like 10-2 where there was... well, I don't know really how they continue 15, so I guess I understand why they did that anyways. The only heavy armor female that I remember looking good was Cassandra from Dragon Age. Yeah, Lightning is definitely a very good example of a female character that was, like, put in there, and she's not, like, I guess, like, abstracted to, like, attract a certain demographic. But, like, I can guarantee if they did 13 now, like, especially with the way the Witcher 4 trailer was received, they would 100% say Lightning is ugly. Like she's too rough, she's too angry, she's too masculine. I can guarantee that would be, like, exactly what would happen. Because, like, in no way is Ciri in the fucking trailer ugly whatsoever. And they're like, oh, she's fucking ugly. Why is she so ugly? It's like, what women have you been looking at? Same Cloud is made for essentially who wouldn't be a gender-specific thing. Especially where they made him dress up as a lady. Also, Lightning didn't date anyone. She wasn't attached to someone like other female. Yeah, like, I find, like, that's, like, really crazy that they have to, like, make people attracted to somebody. Like, Snow and Lightning's sister was, like, I get, like, the main focus for, like, the romance aspect. And the main like, one of the main characters, like, Lightning is obviously the main character of this game. Like, all the other characters are also main characters, but she is, like, the main focal point for the most part. And she's, like, not in any way involved in anyone through all 3 games. I've always been a lover of Fang. Fang is a good character. I like Fang. Yeah, it unlocked things for me I never knew I wanted. Wanted a pink-haired baddie before. That too, then Fang stole the show once she showed up. The start of the hate train for... Oh, yeah, like, I wouldn't even say 10, like, there was, like, 10, like, there was a little bit, but, like, the last, like, 4 to 6 years, like, 4 to 8 years, everything is ramped up like crazy. Couldn't get through it, AJ? Oh, okay. Any reason why? Was it just, like, gameplay, story? Or was it just the way that they, like, kind of, like, level capped you? Because men can now wear skirts. Men could always wear skirts. That's what a kilt is. But, like, there's just more free flowy skirts. There's just more options now. They gave us more options. The ladies gave us all the options. Women can wear all male armor, so I don't get how that's not woke, right? Well, it's funny, because a lot of the things that women wear now were, Am I going that way, or I'm going this? I'm going up that way. Okay, off to the... down here first. But yeah, like, a lot of the things that women wear now and do now were for men. Like, that's what I find, like, the most wild. Then again, Woke Detector Tool on Steam has some wild notes about games. Oh, yeah, just like that list of, like, 1,500 games and why to steer clear of them. Yeah, she has too square of a jaw, her cheeks are not round. Yeah, high heels, skirts, wigs, makeup, the color pink, all, and purple, all for men. Like, makeup was worn by royalty all the time. High heels were, like, a status of high society. Like, it's fucking wild. And now women wear them as, like, like for fashion and stuff like that, and like the second a man puts them on, it's like, oh, like that's fucking terrible. It's like, well, it worked for royalty. Why is it so different now? I don't understand. FF in general does a good job not implementing things solely for the purpose of woke. You're right. Like I find they steer clear of like just implementing things for the sake of implementing things, but the fact that they've always had them pretty much since like the beginning of video games, I feel is also like a big status point for that. So like a lot of the times when it shows up, people aren't surprised because it's just there. Oh, okay. That's a lot. That's opposite for a lot of people, I find, AJ. A lot of people liked the difference. Feel like ever since 7, people will complain that the FF game isn't 7. Look at that. Oh, well, I understand the hate that 8 got, Crystal, because 8 was a big change. Like, the main thing... Oh, that fucking big guy in the back. Like, people didn't like the junction system. People didn't like the draw system. So, like, it was very, very different. So I understand why people didn't like it. I love 8, personally. 8 is one of my favorites. But at the same time, I understand why people were very upset with 8. And then I found out later on 9 was apparently a huge flop. And I'm like, 9 was fucking great. Legit go to Value Village for the men's shirt section. Because 8 was kind of bad. People loved 9 and 10. I found out recently that apparently 9 was a fucking huge flop. Mixed reviews on 8, honestly, which is valid. Swear it had badass females before it was popular. 100%. Loved 8. I didn't like 8 either, but I didn't beat it. Even if you didn't beat it, like, 8 was very, very different. 8 was very different in terms of where they did a lot of Final Fantasies. So it is very reasonable that people didn't like 8. People call anything that challenges their worldviews woke. I read it exactly as you wrote it, and I apologize. But you're not... Oh, no, it does say woke. I just completely blanked on that. But yeah, the woke detection tool has notes that give your choice of dating a man or a woman mildly woke. You fight a Nazi and they're portrayed as the bad guy. Obvious agenda. Yeah, like, 9 was fucking phenomenal, but apparently, like, for the company, 9 was a flop. It almost, like, bankrupted them, if I remember correctly. Like, somebody was talking to me about that. To go against your own game design to appease people who never needed it. Flop according to sales, yeah. But that's what I mean, like, that's crazy. Like, especially where, like, a lot of the fans I see loved 9, so it's like, how did it flop in sales when so many people were, like, nuts for it? Story-wise, 9 was a really good story. I also like the jump back to everybody being, like, specialized for their classes. Well, classes. Everybody having, like, their own specialities. And the fact that they went, like, very high fantasy, like, with a little bit of steampunk in there. You can dismantle stuff and get over-leveled at 8 without leveling. Oh, 100%, like, the junction system was broken. If you knew how to work the junction system properly, broken as hell. If you left Squall at initial level, dropped the difficulty of the game considerably. People who love 9. 9, the people who really didn't. Oh, okay. And same with the card system, getting all your final weapons at the start of Final Fantasy VIII is also wild. I loved enjoying the story without leveling. Oh, the card game was peak. The card game was so good. Oh, 100%. Levels didn't matter at all in 8. The second you got the proper things to junction your characters, it was over. It was just over. My Final Fantasy 14 avatar with floor lightning. I'm the main character. This is my story. I love 14 so much. I just wish I had the money to like really get back into it, just for like the subscription and stuff. Actually, cancel that for a second.